Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's final district game between the Straight Jesuit Fighting Crusaders and the Elsik Rams. I'm Jackson Amorosa, and this is Jacob Dodson, and we are live in the SJET studio bringing you the pregame show for this district battle. Now, Jacob, this is the final district game this season, and it is also senior night. So you're a senior. What do you think these senior players are feeling? What are they going through? What's the vibe out there tonight as they put on their uniform for the final home game as a Crusader?
I think it's definitely a memory for them. They're going to take it all in. And with this mentality, they're going to leave it all on the field tonight. They're not going to have any regrets. They're going to perform their absolute best as it's their last home district game they're ever going to play in their high school career. And I think this is definitely going to be a wonderful game and should definitely come out with the win tonight.
Yeah, you know, the Fighting Crusaders have had their ups and downs this season, but the determination, the drive, the will to win has never faltered. And, you know, they're coming into this game 2-4. Elsik coming in 0-6. They're still trying to get their first district win in this final game. And, you know, Straight Jesuit's not out of the playoff race just yet. You know, they beat Alvin last week 63-21. You know, a blowout there. A really good performance all the way around. But if A-Leaf Taylor beats Alvin tonight by, I believe, more than 1 point, they will win the point differential, I guess, nuance there, and they will get into the playoffs as the 4th seed. But, you know, right now, they just got to control their own destiny and go out there and perform as best as they can. So we've seen a lot of great players this year. You know, the first one that comes to mind is, in fact, not a senior, but a junior, the starting quarterback, Bryce Fusick. Out of the games that you've seen him play, what are your takeaways from the season for him?
Oh, I definitely think he's like one of the strongest players on the team for sure, with over like 2,000 yards in passing, which is incredible for a high school junior. He's had a remarkable season, remarkable throws, some amazing moments. He's definitely a key player to the team, and I believe you can expect some amazing performance from him tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, he's thrown for over 2,000 yards, right around 2,300, averaging about 255 a game. And over the year, he's thrown for 26 touchdowns, so not too bad for the junior starter as he looks to improve on it tonight and carry it hopefully into the playoffs, but if not, definitely on to next year. Now, as we move on to some seniors, you know, the student body president, our own Joel Crawford, he goes into his final home game tonight as a Crusader. What do you think he's thinking, and how has his season been for him so far? You know, because he started with an injury. We didn't see him the first few games, but he came in hot, and he stayed hot throughout the game. So what have you seen from him? What have you liked?
I've definitely seen some remarkable improvement coming in. We didn't know if he's going to be playing or not. He missed, you mentioned, the first 2 games. And as soon as he hit the field, he was just an absolute beast. He rushed past like 5 guys. No one could get a hit on him. Absolutely like 60-yard games. He's rushed more than, you know, a good few of the players on Jesuit. I think he's a really strong player on the team, especially when they set up draws and run plays around him. I think you'll be able to see some remarkable performance from him tonight, some big rushing plays, and overall some remarkable highlights for him tonight.
Yeah, you know, he's only played 6 games, but he's averaged just under 100 yards per those games with 4 touchdowns. Now on to the receiving core. You know, the people Bryce is going to be throwing it to. There's, you know, it's loaded with talent who can, you know, play at the next level, starting with the tight end, Thomas Jewett, who is committed to Sam Houston State. And he has had quite a year with 23 receptions and 4 touchdowns. You know, the one that comes to my mind is he made an incredible grab. I believe it was in the Hastings game where Bryce Fusick just went off at homecoming. But what has stood out to you for Thomas Jewett as he places the uniform one last time at Clay Stadium as he goes on to the next level?
Something that stand out to me the most are his size. He's able to get past some players, especially if he's lined up against smaller opponents. He's able to rush past them, use his size, put some body on him, get in the air with his hand, and always make a heck of a catch. And it's absolutely incredible to see, especially once he gets past one of his defenders. So it's a pretty remarkable sight. He's also really good. He can do some short plays, some short turnarounds, and gain some yards. Of course, he's hard to tackle, so he definitely gains a few yards every time he puts his hand on the ball. So he's going to be really, really cool to see tonight. And you should expect to see all these players put their very best as it's their last home game of their senior year in high school.
Yeah, I agree. So, you know, as we begin to wrap up this show, what are your predictions tonight in terms of how Strake Jesuit is able to handle the Rams, and can we expect a win?
Given that it's their senior season and their last home game, I would definitely expect a great performance tonight. They're going to leave it all in the field. This is the last chance they're going to have to play at Strake Jesuit at home. It's going to be quite a memory, so I hope they soak it in and enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can't expect a win, as Strake Jesuit tries to improve to 3-4 in district play. But that is all we have for you from the S-Jet studio. This was the pregame show, and we're going to hand it over to Will Turboff from the press box, and we'll get you over to the game. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jackson Amorosa, and this is Jacob Dotson. We'll see you at halftime.
Welcome to Clay Stadium on senior night for Strake Jesuit, as your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders take on the A-Leaf Elsik Rams. I'm Will Turboff, joined by Alec Zerline. Alec, last game of both of our senior years here at Strake Jesuit. What a time.
For sure. I'm really excited to end on a high note here, hopefully get a win, finish the season. Senior night, it's been pretty fun so far. We had a nice little introduction, showed all the seniors, all their parents as well, and siblings. It looks like we're about to get started here.
Yeah, usually the Crusaders are fighting for playoff position near the end of the season. It seems like, unless there is some kind of interesting scenario in the next couple days, they will not be making the playoffs for the first time in a few years. They have a lot to build on. They've got a great junior quarterback, but tonight we will feature what has been just a great class of 2022. They weren't featured all that much in last year's offense or last year's defense. They came out this year, they showed out of district. They looked prepared in a lot of close district losses, and they looked to finish their high school career off, most of them playing their last game of football ever. Max Castellanos will kick it off, the senior. Originally a soccer player here at Strake Jesuit, converted in the last couple of years. Here is the kickoff, and it will be dropped, muffed past the 10. He will keep on going, and Elsik will take over at the 14-yard line.
And field position is just so critical in all these games. You never want to get a start like that. It really sets the tone for the game, how you play in the beginning. If that's any indication about how the game will continue to be, I'm pretty confident in our ability to win this game.
So Elsik will start out at their own 15. A pretty small Rams team, just about 40 players out there. We had a few people say there may have been even less. They are winless in District 23 6A play on the year. It's Eric Dadsey out there, quarterback for the Rams. And here's 1st and 10 from the 14. 3 to the left. I'm trying to catch Jesuit off guard. And there is a flag on the play. There will be a rush to about the 18, but we will await flag call right here.
22, Fabian Horn on the carry.
Fabian Horn, the junior running back on the carry.
On the defense, number 38, contact penalty. First down.
So Horn's carry, all for naught. It'll be a 1st and 5. Works out for the Rams. So now this drive restarts at the 19. Their own 19. So Dadsey in at quarterback all alone, but Horn will get back in there with him. 1st and 5. A look back to the coaches, maybe find an audible. Just 4 seconds left on the play clock. Hand off to Horn. Horn gets past the 20, but not much more.
Great tackle there. You saw Jake Foster really pushing him back. Obviously, a 1st and 5 gives you great position. Only 5 yards to get the first down, but Jake Foster really trying to stuff it there. Looks like only a gain of 2 or 3 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 2 here.
Yeah, 2nd and short. Would have been a lot better if not for that offsides call on 1st down. But Strict Jesuit, as they've done all year, will have to adapt and conquer. 2nd and 2 from the 22. Play action there, and intended for Jamel Scott, went right over his hands. On the coverage was Gabe Hyzak, the junior defensive back for the Crusaders.
And a great hit too. Even if he had made good contact with the ball there, that would not have been a catch. Just a great hit. The second he touched it, Hyzak was all over him. Never had a chance.
So we go from 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, still from the 22-yard line. Dadsy calling for it. 15 left to go on the play clock. 3 out wide. Dadsy looking a lot of pressure on him. That one is, the ball's gonna be out and picked up by the Crusaders.
Wow, like I said, the beginning of the game is really the point where you got to get some momentum early. And Strike Jesuit has done just that, forcing a fumble, and they're in the red zone already. Just a minute and a half into the game, and they're already in scoring position. Great defense there by the Crusaders.
Incredible there. I believe it was Ben Norvell that picked it up. Didn't quite see from our point of view who it was on that forced it. I believe it may have been Billy Van Pelt. And now out at quarterback for the Crusaders is Mark DeAndrea, the senior, getting his first start at the varsity level. It's going to be a touch pass to Holden Maples. Maples past the 15, but not much more before he's taken down by Caleb Bailey, the sophomore.
Maples nearly rounded the edge there. Would have been big yardage. Unfortunately, he was taken down there, obviously. And wow, and Bryce Fusick now coming in for DeAndrea. But DeAndrea obviously getting the start on senior night. Let's see where Strake's offense goes on the 2nd and 8.
Well, we've seen Fusick all year. He takes over at this drive at the 14-yard line, 2nd and 8. Already in the red zone. Handoff to Joel Crawford. Crawford will get a couple and set up a 3rd and medium.
And great blocking there by Chico Holt. Really a guy. Already has offers to college. He's great for blocking and receiving. There's another junior just like Bryce Fusick, who we're really looking forward to see next year. Even if we won't be here, I'll definitely be tuning into the games to see how these guys are going to do next year as well.
So 3rd and 5 from the 11. Fusick rolls out. He's looking, and he gets Bryce Lanier on the touchdown. Strike Jesuit leads 6-0.
And like I said, momentum is everything. We come out here in the first 3 minutes and we've already scored a touchdown. This game's already looking great.
So Fusick comes out there on his first pass, gets a touchdown, and make it 6-0. Crusaders lead. Out for the PAT is Owen Rossetti, and that kick is good. 7-0. Strike Jesuit leads on Ailey Elsik.
Fans are Strike Jesuit finished at the pump-up pad right now along the first base out of Marco Field. Stop by and stock up on all your favorite Jesuit gear. Spirit Store sales will conclude during halftime.
Welcome back to this presentation of Crusader Sports Network. Strike Jesuit leads 7-0 on the Ailey Elsik Rams. 9:30 left to go in the first quarter. They caused a turnover on that last drive, took over in the red zone. Bryce Fusick comes in and gets the touchdown to Bryce Lanier.
All right, Max Castellanos have to kick here. Obviously, the first kick had a pretty nice outcome. A bobbled return led to ball placement inside the 15. Let's see if they can try to repeat that same thing here.
This one will hit at about the 25. Going to be recovered, taken past the 15, and early contacted around the 20, but eventually taken down by Gavin Stewart, the senior.
Stewart, also a defensive back as well. Really one of those guys on the defense, a very big playmaker. one of the guys I really look forward to seeing in the future in college. I'm looking back on fondly at his time at Strake Jesuit here.
Stewart also plays basketball and I believe track. Kind of all-around athlete, one of the unsung heroes of this Strake Jesuit team, was able to get an interception earlier this year in a game against Pearland at the Rig. But now Elsik takes over at their own 24. Not much success on the first time around. See what they can do here.
And interesting here, looks like they have Jamarcus Ledette lining up as quarterback, who is listed on the depth chart as a wide receiver.
But before we can see that first snap from Ledette, there's a flag on the play.
False start. And obviously penalties have been a factor in many games in the past. That Dawson game, other games previously, penalties have been a big factor, and you can't let penalties weigh you down.
So this will set Elsik back to the 19. Pass intended for Jamel Scott, incomplete.
A little bit too high there. Although again, Craig Royal right on him. Would have been an easy tackle, I believe, if it had connected.
We'll bring up Craig Royal a little bit later on once we get the camera in here working. We've got a great story. Great accessory, but I don't want to tease it too much. 2nd and 15 from the 19. Like you said, Ledette was in to start off the drive at quarterback. They're going back to Eric Dadsey, it looks like. Dadsey, actually it was Ledette, hands it off. And that one will go to the 24.
Nice tackle there from defensive back Warren Brown, Jr. And it'll set up a 3rd and long. Looks like about a 3rd and 11, maybe 3rd and a long 10.
Yeah, they'll say 3rd and a long 10 at the 24-yard line, right at the original line of scrimmage. They lost 5 on a false start.
Obviously looking like it's really coming back to bite them.
Ledette and a quarterback here. Dadsey to the left of him and at the running back spot. He'll switch sides. 3rd and 10. Ledette looking back. He's going outside.
And that is way short.
Yeah, was looking for Jamel Scott once again, but was about 10 yards too short. Just kind of dribbled and hit the ground, and that'll set up a 4th and 10.
Unfortunately, though, we do have a flag on the play, so let's see what that's going to end up being.
This one is on the other side of where the ball was thrown.
Although it looks like it is going to be on the Rams here. There it is, an eligible receiver downfield. That's going to set up a nice 4th and 10. And here comes the punt team for Alif Elsik.
Elsik out there to punt. Jesuit leads 7-0 with 8:24 left to go in the first quarter.
Looks like Craig Royal and Gavin Stewart are back to return.
The 1-2 punch for the Crusaders. Here's the punt. And this one will be signaled and fair caught by Craig Royal. So Strake Jesuit takes over once again in enemy territory.
Great ball position again for Jesuit as the offensive unit's going to come out into the field. Bryce Fusick back again and at quarterback.
Fusick back in. We are likely to see more of Mark DeAndre as well as Alex Betkin if this one is opened up. But Fusick's back for 1st and 10. The handoff to Joel Crawford. Crawford gets down to the 42, and that'll set up a 2nd and 7.
An interesting formation. You don't see the fullback too often nowadays, but they did have one in right next to Fusick this play. And obviously a bit of an underappreciated position there. Gets the great lead block. Big help for that 4 yards there. 2nd and 6.
We've seen Chico Holt this year. We've seen Thomas Chu. Both those guys are the most exciting players. They both play tight end. Bad snap on 2nd and 6. And Fusik going to get this one out to Thomas Jewett, who will take it down to the 33.
Wow, what a catch there. Left-handed, brings it in. He's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a 1st and 10. Move the chains.
And let's look at the replay right here. So Holt and Jewett in motion. We'll get back to the game. 1st and 10. Pass there to Cody Ayers. Ayers. That one to Holden Maples, actually.
Wow.
In the undershirt tonight. But I hope we get a chance to appreciate that Thomas Jewett catch a little bit later on. Brings it in with one hand. And really didn't see it coming either on the bad snap.
Yeah, really incredible there. Great job by Fusik, getting the ball, rolling out, and making a great pass that Jewett luckily got in.
Empty set. Lanier gonna motion back to the left side. Fusik looking around. He will go deep, and he will
Score!
He'll find Will Taylor, who drops it. That one picked up in the end zone.
What a score there. I wasn't sure what that was going to be. Will Taylor had to jump up and go get it, but luckily for us, he came down with it. And I'm not sure if he dropped it in the end zone or not, but let's see here.
Let's see right here. So Fusik has to roll out, makes this deep throw over to Will Taylor. Will Taylor does come down with it, and that one is going to be a touchdown for Will Taylor. That ball falls in the end zone as it leaves his hands, and it makes this one 13-0. The PAT no good, but there is a flag on the play. I have a chance this one may be on Elsik.
Yeah, looks like they're talking to Coach Feacock about it.
We were still amazed over that Will Taylor touchdown. We didn't see Nerzetti get knocked on the PAT try. Elsik was back on their way to the sideline. They thought they were going to get away with that. Not so much.
And we're going to get to retry the PAT, hopefully put 14 up on the board now.
So 2 possessions, 2 scores either way. Shrig Jesuit leads 13-0, trying to make it 14, and he will not do it again. So 13-0, 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Shrig Jesuit leads here on Crusader Sports Network.
The Roosters on the straight Jesuit does a tremendous amount of golf sport. In the past, the Roosters on the straight for baseball pitching machine, basketball shooting machine, football set, swimming pool timing system, team tent, water stations, weight room upgrades, and much more. There are several different levels of participation, each with their own skill, gift, such as yard time, tumblers, and more. To learn more about how to become a Booster Club member, go to strictjesuit.org and look under the athletics tab.
Will Turboff, Alex Zerline back here on S-Jets Crusader Sports Network. We bring to you a 13-0 game early in the first quarter, 6:50 left to go in the opening frame.
Jesuit getting ready to kick here. Obviously, we've had a very successful first 2 drives. Let's hope we can keep that up, especially that last one. A lot of big plays there. Let's just hope to keep up that momentum here.
Kick by Max Castellanos. Squid-like, going to be taken back past the 25, right to about the 30 before he's taken down by Jake Youngblood. Talk about returners next year. Youngblood will be one of the brightest stars on the 2022 team.
All right, and obviously that defense too. We've had a very good defense so far in this game, and so far, just completely.
Well, here we are, up in the press box. I am actually wearing the practice jersey of one of our seniors, Craig Royal. He said, "Will, do you want to wear it?" I said, "Of course." Craig out there right now for the Crusaders. What a great guy, what a great career. Hopefully he's playing at the next level next year. 1st and 10 from the 31 for Elsik. It will be a keeper for Ledette. Ledette will go down to the 40, but there is a flag on the play.
Great read option there. Obviously, Ledette very successful there. They bit on the running back, and he had an easy outside run. Let's see what this flag is. Holding on the offense, and that whole great play will be erased. That good field position past the 30 is going to go back to what looks like the 21 to set up a 1st and 20 for A-Leaf Elsik here.
Yeah, a lot of penalties already from both squads, but it seems like they've hit Elsik more. We're just about halfway in this first quarter. 6:33 left to go in the first. It'll be 1st and 18 for Elsik. 1st and 18, and another keeper for Ledette, but he will be taken down at the 24. Gain of 1, if anything.
Seniors Ben Norville and Joey Garcia, both on that tackle. Both seniors on senior night here. And another read option. And obviously that one was a lot less successful. That's just what you love to see out here. Really just making those wrong reads and then making good tackles. And that's really going to be key to us winning this game.
So 2nd and 16 from the 25. 5:52 left to go in the first. Elsik with another shot.
Dadsy lined up at running back as well.
And it will be another keeper for Ledette. That's 3 in a row. There's another flag on the play, and this one looks like it may be a holding on Eric Dennis, who was outside there as a wide receiver.
What a tackle by Will Watchelo. Oh,
So that'll be a face mask on Cole Huff. It'll move the chains for Elsik. They get their first down of the night, thanks to the penalty.
obviously, like I've said before, penalties have a huge impact on these games. And you really want to try to limit your team's penalties. Luckily, they've hit Elsik a bit harder, it seems like, so far. But it's
1st and 10
nothing
from the 40. It'll be a pass. Hit the hands of Anthony Calderon, but just can't get it.
Gavin Stewart in coverage there, all over that.
Now 2nd and 10 after the drop from Calderon, the junior tight end and receiver.
And how about Dadsy lining up at both QB and running back today?
It seems that Ledette and Dadsy are just about everywhere for Elsik. Switching at quarterback and running back. But Ledette taking over here on this drive. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Ledette will take it himself. Ledette up to the 43. And now we'll see a 3rd and 6.
Nice gain there. Gained about 4 yards for Ledette there. It's something you really need to worry about with these guys who are running backs and wide receivers in addition to quarterback, is the fact that they're often very mobile and you can't just easily take them down. They're used to taking hits. They aren't like a lot of quarterbacks to where they have good offensive lines. They're not used to taking those hits. As a running back, Dadsy's taking hits almost every play the second he gets a carry. And so you really got to be nervous about seeing these guys on QB draws, but it looks like our defense has done a great job containing them thus far.
Dadsy had another keeper there. 3rd and 6 at the 44. 4:45 left to go in the first quarter. He's going to keep this one, but nothing going there. A number of Crusaders on the tackle, but Billy Van Pelt with the biggest contact on that one.
And what is that, the 5th read option on that drive? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but Strake's defense is really showing that it's not working right now.
It may be broke, and it's going to be time for them to fix it pretty soon. 4:17 left to go in the first. Crusaders already lead 13-0, and that punting unit back out there for Elsik. Samuel Ayodele, the junior wide receiver and defensive back out there to punt. Here it is, gets it off. It's not too shabby. Will drop down at the 43. Keep going. It gets a nice bounce. And the Crusaders will start their drive at their own 30-yard line.
Not the worst field position in the world. Obviously not as bad as having the ball inside your own red zone. I'm confident in our Crusaders here to make another drive down the field. Looks like Fusik's back in again.
Fusik is back there. And at running back is Giacomo Valente, as Joe Crawford was out earlier this year, and Devin Baylor actually went down after the first game of the season. Valente carried most of the carries in the out-of-district games. Here he is on first down, gets to the 32. Will set up a 2nd and 8.
Not a great run there, but as long as you're getting solid yardage and not... Oh, wow, never mind. 4 yards there on the carry. Seems like a pretty decent run there. Whenever you're able to get 4 yards on a run, I'd easily consider that successful. Great setup for a 2nd and mid here.
Favorable marking right there, 2nd and 6, 3:25 left to go. In motion was Holden Maples. Now Fusik rolling to the left. He'll air it out deep. That one nearly picked off. On the coverage right there was Jamel Scott. Jamel Scott, we've seen him targeted quite a bit as a wide receiver on the Rams offense.
And wow, just lucky there for the Crusaders that wasn't picked off. Obviously Scott had to dive a little bit there, and a little bit farther might have been a touchdown. It looked like whoever was receiving there had him beat, maybe Leland Smith. But lucky for us, no interception. 3rd and medium.
6. Valente in motion. It'll be a screen pass to him, past the 35, past the 40, and he will get a first down. Move those chains for the men in green.
Chris Garrett there, O lineman and D lineman on the tackle there. And obviously this A-Leaf Elsik team, we mentioned earlier that they do not have nearly as many players.
Now, we were given rosters a little bit earlier on. They're in the program as well for all the attendees of this game, but the list a lot more thin for Elsik. 1st and 10. It will be a screen pass to Leland Smith. Smith gets down to the 47 of Jesuit. Will set up what is likely a 2nd and 5.
Nice reception there by Leland Smith. There's another senior. I've known him for years, since middle school. And obviously I've had great times with him in the basketball program as well. There's another guy just like Gavin Stewart, football, basketball, and track. And just excited to see what he does in college as well.
2nd and 5, handoff to Valente. Valente past midfield. He'll keep going. Down past the 35, up to the 31, but there is a flag on the play.
Wow, what a run there from Valente. Nearly, is that over 20 yards? It looks like it.
Over 20 yards, we'll see it right here. Maybe we can identify the penalty as here's the call. So we see 64 right there. That is Kyle Garvis, the sophomore.
That's just really unfortunate there to see such a big run, big play, over 20 yards be taken back for what's going to be a 2nd and 15 here.
Not quite sure the Garvis even needed to do that. Valente was on his way from the start, had those wheels going. So now 2nd and 15 from the 37.
4 receivers out right now, and Valente in the backfield.
Fusik steps back, a lot of pressure on him. Pass to Will Taylor. Will Taylor gonna find some room. He'll get past midfield, and another first down for the Crusaders.
Wow, what nearly seemed like a train wreck of a play. Obviously, I'm not sure, we're looking at it here, I'm not sure how that play was supposed to go, but 3 guys got through the offensive line early. But luckily, Will Taylor was able to come in and grab that and get all the way up for the first down, evading some pressure. As Strict Jesuits got a first down with 5 receivers out right here at the 45.
So 1st and 10, and Fusik all by himself in the backfield. He'll air it out deep to Leland Smith. He grabs it, and that will be a touchdown, Strict Jesuit.
What a grab there, a 45-yard touchdown reception for Leland Smith. Absolute dime by Fusik, and Leland had him beat all the way. We're looking at it right here. Obviously, Fusik had pressure early on, but Smith stays in bounds. Beats Joseph McCaskill, it looks like, for the Straight Jesuit touchdown. Extra point coming up right here. Trying to make the score 20-0.
19-0 right now. Here's the PAT. That one is good, so make it 20-zip. Still in the first quarter, a minute 58 left to go as your Strict Jesuit Crusaders lead here on CSN.
Mark your calendar and plan to join us this Cinco de Mayo for our 9th annual Straight Jesuit Sporting Plays Challenge at the American Shooting Center. Meet us here at our rookie event. No experience, no problem. Pros will work with you. Registration and sponsorship opportunities are available now. For more information, visit straightjesuit.org.
Wilt. Alex Zerline back here on S-Jets Crusader Sports Network. Back out to kick it off is Max Castellanos. And another drive, another touchdown for Bryce Fusick. That one got it to Leland Smith on a 44-yard touchdown. Here's the kick. This one will go deep. Maybe the best by Castellanos of the night. Going to be returned past the 10. And he will keep on going. Nice return there. But Elsik will start out within their own 20.
Lamont stop on the return. High kick. Valente on the stop. Great ball, 17-yard line.
So 1st and 10 from the Elsik 17. They're going to get one more player out there on the field. 4 seconds on the play clock. Bodette will take it himself. He'll get past the 20. And not too bad of a gain there on 1st down. That's what they need.
With 8 on the left side, brought down by Jewett. Game 6.
We'll see. Second and 5. A minute and 5 left to go in the first quarter. That's stepping back. But before he can get to it, it will be a timeout called. This one called by Elsik. So we'll be back on Crusader Sports Network in just a moment.
Stay up to date with everything you need to know about State Judges football by following us on Twitter and Instagram. Follow a Nation Nation, the school student section, on Instagram as well to get up-to-date information about tailgates, fees, and more.
Will Turboff and Alex Zerline back here on Crusader Sports Network. Your strike judgment provided Crusaders lead 20-0 with 59 seconds left to go in the first. It'll be a 2nd and 5 for Elsik. 1st down yardage. He will keep on going past the 45, past midfield on the big gain for Eric Dadsey, who started this game at quarterback.
Wow, what a run there. Like I said, you really got to watch out for these mobile quarterbacks like him. Obviously stiffed arm one of our Crusaders to the ground there for the big 30-yard run. Also going to have the ball at the 50 here. Great field position off that big play by Dadsey.
50 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Elsik with a chance to get into Crusader territory for the first time tonight. Here it is on 1st and 10. It will be incomplete to Jashawn Keys. Great coverage there, big hit.
Oh yeah, even the second his hands touched the ball, Royal lit him up. Made sure to flex on him right after as well.
Craig Royal feels like he has a lot to prove. Feels like a lot more school should be looking at him at this point. He is proving it whether it's week 1 or the last week of the regular season. 2nd and 10, right at midfield of the 50-yard line. Handoff here to Dadsey. Dadsey past the 50 will get up to the 48 and will set us up for a 3rd and 1.
Lucky for us there. We obviously saw another fullback set, which is a pretty big indication it's going to be a run. And Dadzy got the ball, but only got 3 there. Great tackle by Jake Youngblood. Setting up a 3rd and 7, it looks like. And let's hope our Crusaders can get a stop here, force a punt, and get our offense back on the field.
3rd and 7 from the 47, likely the last play of the quarter. With just about 10 left to go, and it seems like they may not even get one off right here. Elsik will decide to wait. They'll only have to move 6 yards to the other side of the field, and that will do it for the first quarter. So we head to the second. Your Strike Jewett Fighting Crusaders lead 20-0 here on Crusader Sports Network.
The Strike Jewett basketball team begins its scrimmage season tomorrow, November 6th. There will be a second home scrimmage on Tuesday, November 9th. The regular season tipped off on Tuesday, November 16th at 7 p.m. against Memorial. Follow us on Twitter at @B_Jewett or Instagram at Strike Jewett Basketball.
Alex Zerline back here on Crusader Sports Network. 3rd and 7 for Elsik at the 47 of Strike Jewett. This one will be a handoff to Dadzy. Dadzy gets up to the 42, but likely not enough. Will not be enough for the first down.
Looks like it's going to be a 4th and 2. Decent run by Dadzy for about 5 yards there. But let's see what Elsik does here. Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Not too surprised to see a team trailing 20 to open the second quarter, keep their offense on 4th and 2. Even if this one was close, this is a spot where many teams think is much too long for a field goal, at least at the high school level, but they are actually sending their punting unit out there right now.
Wow, and I don't know if I like that move. I think you really don't have a lot to lose. You're not super far into your own territory. In fact, you're not even in your own territory. And their run game hasn't been too shabby so far. Obviously, Strike's defense has done a pretty good job containing it, except for that one big run by Dadzy.
4th and 2, I believe they were trying to get Jewett to go off sides, but there's going to be a penalty on Elsik, delay of game, so it sets them back in the opposite direction. Now at the 47, cancels out that 3rd down gain. 4th and 7 from the 47.
And you saw some yelling there by number 5, Chris Garrett.
Here's the punt. It will drop at the 28. It'll be recovered though. Not much on the return, and he will be taken back. First contact right around the 15-yard line though.
Nearly blocked there, but by what I think was Cole Huff. Can't be sure though. And Jesuits offense will take over at the 10-yard line. Let's see if we can dig ourselves out of this not great field position. Let's see what Fusick and the rest of this offense does.
So 1st and 10 for the Crusaders at their own 10. Lanier back out there, and so is Bryce Fusick. Bryce squared on the field for the Crusaders. 1st and 10 will be a handoff to Valente. Valente looking for anything but that Elsik defensive line all over him.
And looks like he might have lost 2 yards there instead of just remaining neutral. And obviously, even worse field position. Yeah, they're going to say he lost a yard there for a 2nd and long, 2nd and 11 here. And Jewett coming off the field as well. Joel Crawford back in, though. Obviously, the senior running back, our class president.
El Presidente for Strike Jewett. There's going to be 4 receivers out there. Smith, Lanier, Maples, and I believe will Taylor Maples in motion. Out for the pass. It'll be to Lanier. Lanier past the 30. He will keep going down the sideline. Jukes the player out past midfield. And Bryce Lanier, before he's taken down, gets a huge gain in enemy territory.
And look at that speed there. Great evasiveness there. And Leland Smith making a great block. Look at this here. Lanier evades those 3, outruns them.
He just keeps going. got the nice little juke move, and it'll be 1st and 10. Hurry up offense here for the Crusaders. We'll hurry up back to action. 1st and 10. Fusick rolling out. He hits Leland Smith. That'll be a gain of about 8 or 9.
Nice toe tap catch there. Great comeback route. Obviously setting up some even better field position. We're on the 40 now. And 5 wide receivers out there now. Let's see what they do on 2nd and short.
At the 35. 2nd and short. Fake to Bryce Lanier. Bryce Fusick. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He throws it downfield. Number 23 within the red zone. That was to Rhett Thibodeau. We haven't seen him much this season.
But wow, he gets on the field and makes a play. We're going to be in the red zone now. And look at Fusick there, really showing one of his best gifts, which is evading pressure. He had a couple guys on him, and he's done it earlier in this game too. Obviously in that touchdown pass to Leland Smith, he evaded some pressure as well. And makes a solid pass there for a big gain inside our own 15.
1st and 10 at the 14. Fusick trying to find something, but will be taken down by Elsik, their 1st sack of the night.
And obviously, Fusick tried to evade that there and unfortunately went down. We're looking at about a 2nd and 14. Luckily, we are inside their red zone, so our offense is still looking good here. Joel Crawford out there.
Not exactly a favorable play on 1st, but only a loss of 4 on the sack. Could have been a whole lot worse. Fusick talking to the offensive line. See what Coach Allman drew up right here. 8:25 left to go. Maples in motion. Handoff to Crawford. Crawford finding some room. Crawford into the end zone. Breaks off the tackle and goes for 6.
Wow, may have been touched just once there. Phenomenal blocking and evasiveness. Let's watch it here.
So here he is, goes through everyone, takes a big hit, and then still finds the end zone. Joel Crawford doing presidential things right there.
Wow, and look at that hit there. Jeremiah Smith, the linebacker, on the hit there. Large hit, and even though Joel's small, still takes that like a champ and scores the great touchdown.
Rossetti hits the PAT, makes it 27-zip. Crusaders lead by 27 with 8:17 left to go in the half. We'll be right back on Crusader Sports Network.
The Canadian varsity swim team is back in action as they take on a pistol this Tuesday, November 9th, is the last time of the year. These start at 5 p.m. The state division cross-country team will be competing in the UIL cross-country state meet tomorrow, November 6th, in Round Rock. This marks the 15th appearance of the team at the state meet in 16 years. To keep up with the team, follow them on Twitter at SJ_track.
We'll turn up our line back from Clay Stadium on Crusader Sports Network here on senior night for the men in green.
And I talked about a big start early, and how about Drake Jesuit? Biggest start we might have seen all season, 27-0 against the A-Leaf Elsik Rams. Castellanos getting ready to kick, and I'm excited to see how our defense does.
8:17 left to go in the half. Already 4 touchdowns put up. 3 in the air and 1 we just saw from Joel Crawford. This one's going to be a return pass to 20. We go right around, gets a nice little juke there. It was Jashawn Keys. And
What?
now Elsik will start out about their 25-yard line.
What a hit by Stewart there, just shouldered him right out of bounds, knocked him down. And obviously forcing them to return it. Castellanos making some great kicks here. Kicker is really one of the more unsung positions of the sport. Obviously they do have some big moments at the end of games, but just the kickoffs here have been phenomenal. And that kicking squad for Jesuit, playing some great defense, not really letting them get any big field position here.
Elsik takes over at the 26 for another drive. No points put up so far for the Rams. See what they can do on this drive. 8:08 left to go in the half. 1st and 10. It will be a handoff to Dadsey. Dadsey taken down after a minimal gain.
And a lot of Jesuit defenders in that box there. And that's why I said earlier, I'd love to see just pack in the box as many guys as possible. Maybe even some one-on-one coverage out there, and that's all you got. But the run is clearly very important for the Elsik Rams. And Jesuit's doing a great job stopping it. Obviously, like you just said, Will, 0 points on the board for Elsik thus far. Let's hope he can stay that way.
And now it's a 2nd and 9 for the Rams.
And we finally have another running back on the field, Fabian Horn.
Yeah, Horn started this game out next to Dadsey. See what they can do on 2nd and 9. Handoff to Horn. Horn with nothing, taken down on the first contact. That's going to be Ben Norvell, senior on senior night.
And it looked like Jacob Technic was there to help push him back there, but great defense. They're going to lose what looks like a yard there for a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, they get a yard on 1st down. Cancels out after the loss on 2nd. So we see the set that we saw on this first drive for Elsik. They have Dadsey at quarterback and back to Fabian Horn at the running back spot. In motion is Eric Dennis. 3rd and 10 for Elsik at the 26. 8 seconds left on the play clock, but maybe an audible here. Dadsey gonna have to hurry up. He will step back. Dadsey looking around, outside the pocket, and he keeps going past the 30. Not gonna be enough for a 1st down. There will be a flag on the play.
And as you mentioned earlier, we did return to that original set we saw the Rams in, with Dadsey at quarterback, Horn at running back, and then I saw Ledet at receiver as well.
So that one will be a holding called on Elsik. Pretty interesting to see the Crusaders actually accept that one. We saw a similar penalty early in the game was declined. Coach Vikoch decides, hey, let's spin him back a little bit further. He trusts in the defense, and he's got a good reason to do so.
Obviously allowed 0 points so far, maybe 2 or 3 1st downs. Phenomenal start for our defense here. We have a lot of playmakers out there, a lot of guys on the offensive line I love. A lot of seniors, obviously, on senior night. Let's see what they can do on this 3rd and 20.
3rd and 20 from the Elsik 16. It'll be a handoff to Horn. Horn will go past the 20 before being taken down by Jake Foster, the captain, the senior captain for the Crusaders. And it'll be a 4th and 14.
And obviously, an extremely confident team in their run. Or maybe just extreme unconfidence in their passing ability. But running on 3rd and 20 is an interesting strategy. Obviously, they did drop back to pass the last play on the 3rd and 10 they got called back, but it didn't even end up mattering because Dadsey ended up running there.
Jeremiah Smith on the punt. This one will be called for a fair catch by Gavin Stewart. Right at about midfield, I believe it'll be at the Crusader 49. And back out there is the Crusader offense.
And Fusick back out there as well. Hopefully we'll get see our 2 seniors out here at quarterback as well, Alex Betkin and Mark DeAndrea, later in the game.
DeAndrea and Betkin fought for starting jobs or even the backup job here for their entire high school career. DeAndrea got the first play. Betkin came in the last game. A big win against Alvin. 1st down will be a handoff to Giacomo Valente. Makes it a 2nd and 5.
And great run there. We see Chico Holt coming off the field here. And it looks like Joel Crawford's going to come in. Obviously the senior class president, as we mentioned a few times. Great guy, hilarious. He's a great guy to be around. And obviously this game is going to be a lot about us just kind of talking great about our seniors. But I really do love a lot of them. I've known a lot of these guys for the past 4 years. Some of these guys are some of my closest friends. And love to see them succeed out here on senior night as well. 27-0.
They sure are succeeding. A triple option and a toss to Joel Crawford. Crawford cannot get back and get a gain.
Nice
No
tackle
loss
there.
on the play though.
Nice tackle there by Chris Garrett, setting up a 3rd and 5. Crawford unfortunately wasn't able to get past that final defensive lineman.
Also did a great job of reading that play after the faked handoff to Valente.
And
Keep Valente out there. It looks like Crawford came right back out.
And we got 4 receivers out here. Valente at running back, and a little bit of shuffling there on the offensive line.
They've done that a couple times, working out the trick plays. Why not? 3rd and 5 from the Elsik 46. Hold Maples in motion. Elsik stepping back. He will look around. He will find Thomas Jewett. Gets the first down and more. Down to the Elsik 32.
Thomas Jewett, obviously the college commit already. Committed to play tight end at, I believe, Sam Houston State.
That's correct. Sam Houston State had offers from Buffalo, Austin P, I believe Arkansas State as well. Had some interest from some other schools too. National Signing Day coming up soon. 1st and 10 at the 32 for Crusaders. Gets past the 30 up to the 26 on the rush from Valente, but he'll keep on going. Lots of contact there.
And an interesting block there between Harry Agee. He got pushed down at the end there, it looked like, by one of the defensive linemen even after the play. And nice to see our guys being physical early. Our O-line has played great. Those are some more unsung heroes. You never hear about great offensive linemen really in the NFL or college football besides a few exceptions. But our guys have been great today.
Under 3 minutes left to go in the half. 2nd and 2. Busey going to take it himself. He will go past the 15, within the 10, and he barrels into the end zone for a touchdown. Bryce Fusick can do it with his arms, and he gets it done with his legs.
Wow, what the agility there, really on show. Let's look at this here.
So Fusick rolls out, keeps going, faked our cameraman out. Got the little juke within the 10 and just bruised his way into the end zone. And touchdown Crusaders makes it 33-0 with 2:50 in the second.
Buried himself into Wigman there, the defensive back for Elsik. And he never even had a chance. Fusick with all that momentum absolutely crushed him there.
And the PAT good. 34-zip. Biggest lead the Crusaders have had all year here at Clay Stadium. We'll be back in just a second on Crusader Sports Network. Will Turboff and Alex Erline back here from Clay Stadium on Crusader Sports Network. 34-zip, the score right now with 2:50 left to go in the half. Crusaders dominating in front of a home crowd.
And just about the best senior night you could have asked for here. Up 34-0 as Castellanos kicks it. A little stumble there.
Will go past the 20, and he will keep on going. Great field position. Multiple flags on the play.
Looked like just about every ref had a flag out there. What is that? 4 flags on the field. And looks like we may have an injury as well. And he's gonna come to his feet right there.
Anthony Calderon limping off the field. Looks like they'll be all right. And now we wait. That was already a great return by Elsik, and now they will have incredible field position to start off this drive, Alec.
Yeah, and I've said it many times, obviously in the past as well, on Strict Jesuits halftime and post-game shows. Penalties are killers, especially in this era of high-powered offenses. And now Elsik has great field position inside our territory on what looks like our 41-yard line. And looks like Dadsy will return at quarterback. Let's see what he does here on this drive. Hopefully Jesuits defense can really pull it out here, force a punt even with this great field position for Elsik.
Dadsy at quarterback, Fabian Horn at running back. No points yet for Elsik. 34-zip with 2:39 left to go. Player in motion. It'll be a fake jet sweep. Dadsy will go down. The Elsik coaches to the left of us were hyped up about that play. They saw the potential, and a good game by Dadsy on first down.
8 yards there. And I've said this as well many times today, but that run for Elsik is really great. Like, that just really shows it. But our defense has really been pulling it out. Obviously, we're approaching halftime here. 2 minutes, 15 left to play, and they have 0 points on the board. Hopefully our Crusaders can really stop something here before they get any.
2nd and 2 from the 33. 2:03 left to go in the half. Dadsy will take this one himself. Same exact play call as last time, and it gets a few more yards, will lead to an Elsik first down.
And it looks like they're going to be on Jesuit's 27 here. Substitution coming in. Jackson Priesmeyer, sophomore defensive lineman. Don't see too many sophomores on varsity.
Yeah, Pressmeyer has been an impact player all year for the Crusaders. In the game against Pearland, he had a few turnovers. Been really good. We mentioned the senior night here. A lot of seniors we saw in the final presentation. But the classes of 2023 and 2024 holding it down. And we're yet to see what those freshmen right now will be able to do in the next couple of years. So 1st and 10 from the 26. This one will be a handoff to Horn. Horn past the 25. It'll be a dog pile before Horn is taken down. Will likely be marked at the 19, but first contact much sooner than that.
And Rams' offensive line there just doing a great job pushing them forward as we approach a minute left in the half. And hopefully let's see our Crusaders get a stop here.
2nd and 3 from the 19. Under a minute left to go. Clock still running. This one going to be a handoff to Horn. Horn gets right past the 20, maybe to the original line of scrimmage from the last play.
Oh, what's going on there on the sideline? We saw, who is that? Michael Melton, junior defensive lineman.
Into some extracurricular activities there.
Yeah.
And we'll head to a timeout. The second one called for Elsik. 40 seconds left to go in the half. Crusaders lead 34-0 on A-Leaf Elsik.
Invitations will be asked to grandparents in December.
Will Turboff and Alex Erline back here. 3rd and 3 for Elsik. Dadsy will take it himself. He'll get the first down yardage and more. Will barrel within the 10-yard line. Elsik with one timeout left. And now 33 seconds. Clock will stop until it is called for again, and there it is. So 1st and goal for the Rams. They're in motion. And Dadsy going to take it himself. Can't get anything like he did on that last play, though.
And something interesting to note is that we've seen a lot of the jet sweep here on both sides. Obviously, Holden Maples is doing it nearly every play for Jesuit. We've seen, not entirely sure who, but one of the wide receivers for Elsik doing it as well.
And another timeout called for Elsik. That's their final of the half. They've got 21 seconds left to go here. They want to get a touchdown. Their first points up on the board. Currently, Strake Jesuit leads 34-0 on senior night.
And as I mentioned just a second ago, that touch pass, I really love to see more of that. Holden Maples obviously had a pretty decent one, didn't get many yards. But if you round that corner, it's just such a dangerous play. And I trust our receivers have that speed and agility to really get past. Obviously, we saw Bryce Lanier get a big run earlier, a big reception earlier, and then outran a lot of those guys for Elsik. And so I'd love to see that. Our defense coming back on the field. About 15 seconds left on this timeout. Let's see what they can do on the 2nd and goal. Ball's on our 8-yard line here. And really hoping we get a stop here. expecting Dadsy on another QB sneak here. Let's see what happens.
So 2nd and goal at the 8. 21 ticks left to go in the half. Crusaders lead 34-0. Play. Dadsy stepping out, rolling to the right. A lot of pressure on him, but he'll get past. Go for the very close. We'll see what this is called, and I think they're going to mark him down at the 1 yard line.
Wow, big hit there by, who was that? Was that Jake Youngblood? I believe so. Pushed him right out of bounds. Obviously, it looked like, again, Dadsy was looking for a pass there, but Elsik's receiver tripped in the end zone.
And this one going to be called back. It'll be a holding called on Elsik. And now 14 seconds left to go in the half. It'll be 2nd and goal once again. Back at the 18-yard line, almost out of the red zone.
Wow, and penalties kill these teams. You hate to see it. Obviously, we don't hate to see it if it's in favor of Jewett, but wow, as a football fan, they're so close to the end zone just to get called back at the 18-yard line. And now, with 14 seconds left and no timeouts, they basically are forced to pass here if they want to get a touchdown on the board before the half. Just 14 seconds left.
We'll see what they do. 2nd and goal at the 18, 14 seconds left to go. Dadsy looking out deep. He will try to find Jamel Scott, but it's dropped. Coverage there from
Warren Brown, it looks like.
Warren Brown, another junior who likely wouldn't get this much action in a close game maybe with playoff implications, but here he does, and he comes up clutch there on what could have been Elsik's first score of the night.
And what's likely going to be Elsik's last offensive play, besides maybe the field goal unit of the half.
3rd and goal at the 18. If they want to have a field goal up, they'll have to go quick play. No timeouts left to go for the Rams. 3rd and goal. Dadsy looking around, and he will be taken down after a short gain, and that will do it for the first half. All zeros. We head to the locker rooms. Crusaders lead 34-0. Dominance all around on senior night from Clay Stadium. And now we have a very special presentation for those of you who could not make it to the pregame senior night presentation. We are now able to show that to you. Here we are. This is from earlier on tonight at Clay Stadium. And we'll see you after this halftime presentation.
Tonight's game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic League. The idea of friendly competition is the theme of interscholastic athletics. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all of the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. As a spectator, you are asked to consider the time and effort put forth by all participants in tonight's activities. We ask you to respect the rules, the officials, the athletes, and the fans in tonight's contest. These are the expectations at Strake Jesuit College Prep. Officials for this game are sanctioned by the Houston chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials and have been mutually agreed upon by officials from both schools. Without them, this game would not be possible. We ask you to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. Please be aware that it is unlawful to be in possession of alcohol on school property. Also, the use of any tobacco products on school property, including all areas of Clay Stadium and the Jesuit campus, is strictly prohibited. Your cooperation in not smoking or using any illegal products at Strake Jesuit is appreciated. Students are reminded to remain in the designated student section at all times. Air horns, whistles, bells, or noisemakers of any type are not allowed. Drones are not allowed in or around the stadium. Only authorized persons are allowed on the field or sidelines during the game and must remain in the area between the goal lines and 25-yard lines at all times. Only authorized team personnel are allowed past the 25-yard lines during the game. Students and fans are not allowed inside the fence, on the track, or playing surface at any time during or after the game. Violators of this policy will be subject to ejection from the stadium. Thank you for your cooperation. In order for all ticket holders to have an equal opportunity to see and enjoy tonight's game and halftime activities, we ask that no persons be standing on the railings or sitting in the aisles. Parents should supervise small children at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take a moment before our final home game of the regular season to honor our seniors and their parents involved in the football, athletic training, cheerleading, and Crusader Guard programs. We salute these seniors for their years of hard work and dedication to their respective programs. We honor the parents for their tremendous support of events around our school and for sharing their sons and daughters with us. We will start with our football seniors. Number 1, Craig Royal Jr., escorted by parents Craig Royal Sr. and Latasha Royal. Craig's been involved in BSU, 4 years of football as senior captain, basketball, and track. Craig plans to attend college and major in sports management with a minor in sports communication while continuing his football career. Craig is currently undecided on what college he will attend. Number 2, Gavin Stewart, escorted by Latoya and Thomas Stewart and Sharon Stewart. A 2-year football letterman, a 2-year basketball letterman, a 2-year track letterman, a National Honor Society member, and a 3.4 GPA. Gavin is undecided but has received multiple academic scholarships and plans to major in political science. Number 4, Evan Lamont Ford, escorted by Father Glenn L. Ford and Chelsea O. Ford. National Honor Society member, Principal's Honor Roll, Black Student Union Secretary, Athletes Taking Action, Strake Jesuit Track and Field, Xavier House, the Higher Achievement Program Volunteer, and Football Leadership Council. Evan plans to attend a Division I college or university and play football and obtain a degree in sports management. Number 5, Austin Hill, escorted by Darren and Natasha Hill. School activities include NHS, BSU, and IES. Plans to study philosophy and psychology in college and then attend law school. Number 6, Alex Betkin, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Peter and Kimberly Betkin. A member of the Principal's Honor Roll for 4 years, NHS, Managing Editor of Magis, Freshman Retreat Leader, member of the Crusader Crew Advisory Team, a Chiswick Advisory Leader, 2-year varsity letterman in football, and was also a member of the freshman baseball team. Alex plans to attend either Wake Forest University or Boston College and major in business, specializing in marketing with a double major in communications. Number 9, Mark Arshell, escorted by Dad Jeff Arshell and Mom Wendy Canales. School activities include football and rugby, part of the leadership team in both programs. Hoping to get a business degree, planning to attend A&M University and play on their rugby team. Holden Maples, escorted by Alyssa and Kevin Maples. Varsity football player and all-district wide receiver, hopes to attend OU or Ole Miss. Number 11, Leland Smith, escorted by Andre and Yolanda Smith. Achievements include 3-year letterman in football and track, as well as varsity basketball. College plans are undecided. Number 12, Will Taylor II, escorted by Dad Will Taylor and Mom Sharona Taylor. Will is one of the 21-22 captains of the Fighting Crusader football team. Will's maintained a 3.46 GPA and is an active member of the National Honor Society, the Black Student Union, and has been featured in the Chronicle of Strake Jesuit. Will's also been active in basketball and track while at Strake Jesuit. Will plans to attend college in the fall of 2022 as a student athlete while studying business with a focus in finance. College choice undecided. Number 14, Mark DeAndrea, escorted by his parents, Dr. Mark and Mary DeAndrea. Mark is a member of the National Honor Society. He is the president and founder of the Strake Jesuit Barbecue Club. Undecided and plans to study business law. Number 16, Cody Ayers, escorted by Aaron and Corey Ayers. Freshman, basketball and baseball, sophomore year basketball, junior, football and track, senior football, National Honor Society, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Undecided on his college plans. Number 18, Thomas Jewett, escorted by Mom Julie Jewett and Dad Doug Jewett. Honor roll since freshman year, freshman basketball green team, 3-year varsity starter in football, all district first team unanimous selection in 2020, 2-year varsity starter in lacrosse, 2021 Texas High School Lacrosse League All-State, NHS member. Committed to play football at Sam Houston State University, intends to study business. Number 19, Jacob Technick, escorted by Brian and Tina Technick. School activities include Key Club, NHS, Honor Roll, Principal Honor Roll. Jacob hopes to attend Texas A&M University and major in engineering. Number 21, Will Thorburn, escorted by his mom and dad, Meg and Aaron Thorburn. School activities include National Honor Society, Crusader Crew, and Principal's Honor Roll. College plans are undecided. Number 27, Jackson Baker, escorted by Kevin and Shane Baker. School activities, football, National Honor Society, Vice President of Car Club, House Captain, President's Honor Roll. Jackson plans to attend Northwestern University next fall. Number 28, Joel Crawford, escorted by Mark and Desiree Crawford. School activities include the president of the Black Student Union, the president of the student body, co-president of Ignatian Nation, football team captain, 2020 District 23 6A leading rusher, track and field leadership council. College plans are undecided. Number 29, Federico San Miguel, escorted by Alexandra and Mauricio Ceballos. School activities include NHS, football, martial arts, and wrestling. Plans on attending A&M or UT. Number 31, Will Watchell, escorted by Greg and Brandy Watchell. School activities, football and baseball, member of the NHS, Future Business Leaders of America, athletes taking action, and young conservatives. Will plans to study finance and has been accepted to OU, LSU, Ole Miss, and Arizona State University. Number 33, Stephen Shields II, escorted by Katrina Shields. School activities, BSU, athletes taking action. In the fall of 2022, Stephen plans on attending a university where he will major in communications and minor in African American studies. Number 36, Billy Van Pelt, escorted by Amanda and Billy Van Pelt. School activities, NHS, rugby, and the principal's honor roll. Billy plans to attend Boston College and major in business. Number 38, Joey Garcia, escorted by Joey Garcia. School activities, varsity football, 2-year letterman, 4-year letterman in varsity rugby, member of the Podcast Club, and member of the National Honor Society. Undecided about the University of Arizona, Lindenwood University, and Texas A&M. Number 39, Jake Foster, escorted by Michelle and John Foster. A captain on the football team, a 3-year starter on varsity, first team all-district fullback, a varsity rugby player, principal's honor roll all 4 years, an Eagle Scout. Jake plans to attend Texas A&M University College Station and major in electrical engineering. Number 46, Owen Baum, escorted by Dr. Larry and Cookie Baum. 2-year varsity football player and rugby team manager. Member of Athletes Taking Action, Hispanic Student Union, Young Conservatives Club, and the Podcast Club. College plans are undecided. Number 51, Sam Reed, escorted by Tina and Randall Reed. School activities include varsity football and rugby, athletes taking action, Chiswick Leadership Corps, and the Principal's Honor Roll. College plans are undecided. Number 52, Barrett Spritzer, escorted by Jared Spritzer, Tenley Kruger, and Carson Spritzer. School activities include football, baseball, National Honor Society, and a National Merit Commended Scholar. Would like to attend either Amherst or Boston College. Number 55, Harrison Agee, escorted by Natalie and Brett Agee. School activities include football, baseball, freshman retreat, Crusader crew, and National Honor Society. Plans to study chemical engineering at either Texas A&M, Virginia Tech, or Georgia Tech. Number 56, Dylan Domine, escorted by his mother Suzanne, his stepfather Bob Bowers, and father Jim Domine. Football for 4 years, water polo for 2 years, rugby 2 years, National Honor Society, SJ Young Conservatives, Chiswick Leadership Corps. Hopes to attend Texas A&M or the University of Georgia. Number 57, Ben Norvell, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Norvell. School activities, football, lacrosse, and NHS. College plans to major in business or engineering. Number 73, Blake Brzezinski, escorted by his parents, Derek and Jana Brzezinski. Strake Jesuit football player for 4 years, member of the track team, robotics and engineering team, National Honor Society, and Principal's Honor Roll. Plans on majoring in computer science. College choice is undecided.
Okay. Yeah, Andrew just wanted to make sure.
Number 85, Raymond Sebastian Carroll, escorted by Ray and Marina Carroll.
Have you been recording?
School activities include National Honor Society, Chief Altar Server, St. Anne Church, Boy Scout of America, varsity football, Principal's Honor Roll, Hispanic Student Union.
Just wanted to make sure. Thanks.
Raymond intends to major in civil engineering and is in the process of selecting a university.
All right, I got it. Oh, I should have at least.
Number 88, Luke Domine, wearing number 15. His mother, escorted by his mother, Suzanne Domine, his stepfather, Bob Bowers, and father, Jim Domine. Football for 4 years, swimming for 1, rugby for 2, SJ Young Conservatives, Honor Roll, Hispanic Union, Student Union, hopes to attend Texas A&M or Arkansas. Number 94, Max Castellanos, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. John Paul Castellanos. Max has been a 3-year varsity football starter. Plans to attend Texas Tech and major in business with a minor in real estate. Senior trainer, Gavin Armstrong, escorted by mother Jenny Argo, stepfather Rick Pittman. School activities, athletic training, and National Honor Society. Hopes to study psychology at Baylor University. Senior trainer William Hubbard, escorted by Kathy Hubbard. School activities, athletic training, NHS, and vice president of the medical club. College plans include Amherst College or St. Louis University. Senior cheerleader Avery Alvarado, escorted by father John Alvarado and mother Cecilia Alvarado.
Anybody else? Quite the line of people still.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Strake Jesuit football senior class of 2022.
Currently, it is 34-0 with the Strike Jesuit Fighting Crusaders sitting firmly on top in this game. Jacob, quickly, what are your takeaways from this one so far?
Some big key takeaways from the game so far is we have had a major offensive push. I mean, we can kind of see this as being the last senior home game this year. All the seniors have come out and performed really well, along with the rest of the team. They've been given it all they had. This is reflected in our quarterback with some getaways and scrambles, some long passes, some long catches. The endurance, the willingness, and hard fight of these players has really shown off in this game, and they've proven it with this large lead.
Yeah, so as we bring you the second half here in a moment, I want to bring your attention to another game that will affect whether or not Strike Jesuit ends up making the playoffs. A-Leaf Taylor and Alvin are currently tied at halftime at 21. So if Alvin pulls off the upset, then Strike Jesuit will be in the playoffs as the 4th seed due to the point differential rule. So we'll get you out back to Clay Stadium for the continuation of the second half. I'm Jackson Amorosa, and this is Jacob Dodson, and we'll get you out to Will Turboff. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you post-game.
Welcome back to Clay Stadium for half number 2. Strike Jesuit leads 34-0 on A-Leaf Elsik, and to start off, I would like to apologize for downplaying this game and the playoff implications that it has. We have been informed by outside sources that the A-Leaf Taylor and Alvin game, depending on the outcome of that one, has huge implications when it comes to the postseason. Strike Jesuit currently holds the point differential advantage over both Alvin and Taylor in the Taylor-Alvin game. The last score update that we had was 28-20, Taylor leading on Alvin late in the first half. Of course, as we go on in this game, we'll get you some more updates. But wow, Alec, this team sure has something to play for. And when it comes down to point differential, maybe you want to run the score up a little bit.
Yeah, obviously sportsmanship is kind of out the window here. With this big of a stake on the line, the playoffs here, we're just trying to run up the score here. Obviously, maybe even hit a large score, 60. That's definitely a goal here. But man, it really sucks kind of having your entire fate decided by another team's victory. But I know that everyone in Clay Stadium right now is rooting for Alvin here. Hopefully they can pull out a win. Ironically, hopefully one of our rivals can pull out a win for us.
Right, Strike Jesuit defeated Alvin last week. They dropped a game really close, last second finish against A-Leaf Taylor a couple weeks ago. So if Alvin is able to come back and beat Taylor, all teams would be sitting at 3-4 in district. There would be a 3-way tie for head-to-head as, like I said, A-Leaf Taylor holds the head-to-head matchup against Strike Jesuit, but Strike Jesuit holds the head-to-head matchup against Alvin. So that 3-way tie kind of goes out the window once again. So as much as we can here in the next few moments, we will keep you updated on that game. We hope to get some official point differential numbers that would only be district games. But wow, that may be one of the biggest storylines of the second half. The Crusaders will return, they will receive the opening kickoff here in the second half.
Crusaders pretty high up. Everyone at the 20-yard line here, and it looks like for good reason. Definitely not the biggest kick.
It's going to be muffed off the bounce by Craig Royal. Royal is deep in the Crusaders' territory. Will find some room and will go past that 35. He'll go past midfield. Craig Royal still on his feet. Craig Royal is not touched by anyone and somehow gets the touchdown. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my brain.
That is one of the craziest plays I have seen over my 4-year career at Strike, maybe the craziest. The muffed return by Craig Royal. Let's look at it here. Look at this. He mistouches it, gets the ball at the 10, and then just, wow, look at that agility. Craig Royal. That is a moment to remember here on senior night. And just the speed, and look at that blocking all the way up the field. What a start to the second half. 20 seconds in, and we've scored a touchdown. Wow.
That was a 20-second kickoff return. You don't see too many of those, but when you do, It's something like that. Craig Royal takes it to the house. 40-0 here is the PAT, and it will be good. That time it's Owen Baum. He's been out the last few weeks, a senior.
And there he
Gets in
goes.
on the fun, and boy, we are having a lot of fun here at Clay Stadium.
Wow, I'm just still in shock over that play. I genuinely thought to myself, just dang. Like, I thought we're gonna have terrible field position, but Craig Royal, we mentioned him a few times on this broadcast, and for good reason. We've talked very highly of him. Wow.
We have
That is the only word to describe that play.
one
Wow.
of the best seniors on this team, and currently I am putting my Craig Royal jersey back on.
And Jesuit here gonna be kicking again. And I believe that's Castellanos back on the field to kick, the senior. And obviously Will's putting back on the Craig Royal jersey, and for great reason.
Get this one more time. The jersey's back on, the rally jersey. And Crusaders lead 41-0 on A-Leaf Elsik.
And everyone in this stadium, at least on this half of the field, is having a great time right now. That sideline's still pumping up Royal there, doing a little dance over there.
Well, here's the kick by Castellanos. That one muffed as well. He's going to take 2 bounces off of it. He'll get up to the 19-yard line, and that is where Elsik will take over.
Aiden Shields, nice tackle there, forcing them inside their own 20, I believe. Maybe a little bit longer. No, the ball's going to be placed at about the 17.
We'll see exactly where it's placed in just a moment.
Or about the 20-yard line, actually.
At the 20. Right at where it would have been. They had elected not to return it. And Elsik looks to have better fortune than they did in the first half. No points put up. They trail by 41 after 25 seconds in the second half.
Dadsy back at quarterback this half.
1st and 10. Dadsy takes it up to the 24. It'll set up a 2nd and 6.
No surprise there, another QB run. It's just been about every play they've run. Not a super diverse playbook for the Elsik Rams here. And it doesn't seem to be working against this phenomenal Jesuit defense today. Allowing 0 points thus far. And those seniors on scene are really anchoring it in. Jake Foster and a couple other guys out there have been phenomenal for us thus far. And hopefully our defense can continue being great on this 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from the 25. 10:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 5, another keeper. And that one will be taken past the line of scrimmage up to what I believe will be marked at the 27 or 28 for a 3rd and short.
And pushing them forward again, that O-line. We saw that earlier, obviously, at the end of the first half. Pushing their quarterback through. And the QB run has been extremely prevalent. More than maybe I've ever seen. Man, Elsik, Dadsy, obviously QB and running back. And Ledette comes in for a couple plays as well as quarterback earlier in that first half. He's lined up at wide receiver right now, but they both do their fair share of QB runs here. And Horn getting a little bit of work as well, the junior running back for Elsik.
3rd and 1 at the 29. 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd. And on the 3rd and 1, another keeper, but it will not go for a 1st down. Great tackle before he gets to the line of scrimmage. It's Jake Foster. He's hyped up, causes a 4th down.
Obviously just mentioned Jake Foster as one of those leaders, team captain, senior team captain here. And wow.
And
Whoa.
very favorable spot there.
Wow.
Some moans and groans from the Crusader crowd.
It's going to be marked a
Rightfully
first down.
so. This is going to be marked a 1st down. Looked well behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought he lost maybe 2 or 3 yards from up here. Jake Foster just broke right through that line. Maybe 8 guys over there. It didn't even matter. Interesting positioning here.
1st and 10 from the 30. Fake jet sweep. will be taken past the 35. He will keep on going past midfield. Dadzi taken down at the Crusader 36.
Austin Hill there on the tackle. He was taken down, but not after about a 30-yard run there for Dadzi. And it's just those plays that obviously Elsik wants to see consistently. And hopefully for us, we don't see those plays. They obviously had a big one as well last half. I believe it was maybe Dadzi as well that had the 30 to 40-yard run last half. That put them in great position as well, but Jesuit's defense held strong there, and I'm sure we can do it here again. And looks like there's some sort of stoppage right now.
I believe there is an injury timeout. We will be back in just a moment here on Crusader Sports Network. To Clay Stadium, Craig Royal, the player on the injury timeout. I believe this is a leg injury, so glad to see him get back up. And we do have an update in the A-Leaf Taylor Alvin game. At halftime, Taylor leads 35-20. They scored another touchdown, scored two late in the first half. As you may recall earlier on, we have mentioned that with a win from Alvin, the Crusaders would likely be in the playoffs. Not exactly sure about that. We don't want to state any, dead whole facts right here, but we believe, because of point differential, Crusaders would be in. With a Taylor win, the road is closed. First down here will be a jet sweep to Jashawn Keys. Keys takes it down for a few yards. We'll set up a second and medium.
And it looks like we have another injury on the field here, this time for Elsik's side. Injuries may be the worst part of the game here. Obviously, you never love to see a guy get injured, even on the other team. And great sportsmanship for the Jesuits, or for Jesuit here. All of them on their knees.
And with that, we will take a quick timeout. Will Turboff, Alex Zerline back from the injury timeout. We now have a 2nd and 5 with 8:31 left to go in the third quarter. Clock running once again. Crusaders lead 41-zip on Elsik.
Now senior offensive lineman Carroll Jr. for Elsik. Luckily he's back on his feet and he's fine.
2nd and 5, keeper for Dadzi, and takes it up a few yards. Likely set up a 3rd and short.
Looked like Will Washlow on that tackle. There's another senior out there getting some tackles. And we're hearing that it's a gain of 1 there, setting up a 3rd and 4. Hopefully our Jesuit defense can hold strong here. on this 3rd and short.
3rd and 4 from Crusader 31. Elsik with one of their deepest drives so far. So we get the red zone a little bit early on. See what they can do here. 7:32 left to go in the 3rd quarter. It will be a play action and a catch for Adrian Brown. Brown going down within the red zone, within the 10.
Gabe Hyzak on the tackle there. And surprising, honestly. That's maybe the 2nd or 3rd pass we've seen all game, and maybe the first one completed, if memory serves me correctly. They might have had one on the first drive, but we're mostly seeing QB runs here, and really caught Jewett off guard there. Now, that puts a 1st and goal here for Elsik. They obviously were not able to convert last time. A holding call brought them back to the 18. Hopefully that same result will happen here, and we can keep 0 points on the board.
1st and goal. Rolling out, incomplete to Brown that time.
Pass broken up by senior Austin Hill. Seniors really showing out here, especially those DBs. Austin Hill, Gavin Stewart have both had a couple of deflections and some big hits, and then Craig Royal obviously has had some big hits off of drop passes, and obviously the kick return touchdown.
The kick return touchdown.
Maybe the highlight of the year for the Crusaders.
I'll never forget about that. It looks like Royal is okay as well. He's still getting some medical attention. We'll keep you updated on that as we can.
And 2nd down. 2nd and goal here on the 9. Looks like they stayed even, obviously, on the incomplete pass.
2nd and goal. Dadsy throws it out. Fade. Incomplete.
To Ledette, obviously the other quarterback. And bit too far left. Overthrown just a tiny bit. And obviously that might have been their first touchdown of the game, but looked nice. But this is surprising. We're seeing a lot of passing here by Elsik, something we haven't really seen all game. But as they approach the end zone, obviously Jesuit defense gets just better and better. And they've clearly become a bit too scared to try to run the ball.
So 3rd and goal from the 9. They'll get one more shot, but we believe just about every inch of the field is 4-down territory for Elsik at this point. 6:53 to go in the quarter. Going to the right. It's going to be taken by Dadsy. Minimal gain, if anything, and it'll set us up with a 4th and goal at the 9.
Looked like Ben Norval and Cole Huff both getting tackles there, or half a tackle each. Great defense there, and that's really interesting. We're seeing a lot of inside runs, and on 3rd and goal at the 9, you gotta try to hit the edge, and it's obvious why we're succeeding in this game here. It's because that running attack for Elsik just is not working as well as they wanted to.
And the offense stays out here for Elsik, but with only 7 seconds left to go on the play clock, very likely to see timeout called, just one. And there is the timeout called by A-Leaf Elsik with 6:02 left to go, almost at the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. Straight Jesuit leads 41-0 here on Crusader Sports Network.
Mark your calendar and plan to join us this Cinco de Mayo for our 9th annual Straight Jesuit Sporting Plays Challenge on Thursday, May 5th at the American Shooting Center. New this year's Olympia event, no experience, no problem. Pros will work with you. Registration and sponsorship opportunities available now. Visit straightjesuit.org/plays challenge for more information.
Will Turboff, Alex Zerline back from Play Stadium as the Straight Jesuit Fighting Crusaders lead 41-0. It's 4th and goal for Elsik at the 9. Offense still out there. Dadsy stepping back. A lot of pressure on Daddy. He gets away, will try to take it in himself. Ball is out. Either way, it'll be Crusader possession. Picked up there by Tony Petrozinian. But it'll be Crusader possession.
And just instant pressure. If you look at this, we break through that line immediately. Never had the chance to get it off. Although there was extremely tight coverage on everyone. Obviously, Ledette running across the end zone, but
that ball forced out by Cole Huff.
All on. And Jewett will take over. And Bryce Fusick still in at quarterback. Hopefully we will see Alex Betkin and obviously Mark DeAndrea later in this game. But for now, it's still the Fusick show at Clay Stadium.
10 at the 7. Fusick rolling out to his right. Deep pass intercepted there. And now taken back by Elsik. Big hit on the contact between Bryce Lanier and the man that intercepted it, Jeremiah Smith, the sophomore. And now Elsik with great field position to start another drive.
Wow. But I honestly do not mind that one bit. I love to see Jewett airing the ball out. A lot of teams in high school are super run heavy, but all that really shows me is that we have a guy who's not scared to sling it.
First year of varsity play, you know that in a year's time, this man will be a very polished high school quarterback.
Obviously. And you don't see junior quarterbacks too often. Obviously, last year we had Connor O'Hara, I believe, at quarterback for us, senior.
Long history of bringing in their best senior. Bryce Fusick's had a lot of talent. Interception there. So Elsik back on the field. Here's first down, keeper by Dadsy. Dadsy. A gain of 2 on the play, so it's like a 2nd and 8.
And no surprise, obviously, seeing quarterback run implemented there. Looks like it's going to be a 2nd and 8 here. Not a big game, but someone may be down. It looks like Dadsy may be getting up a little bit rough. And he's up, but there's another injury time out in the field here. 3rd in the 3rd quarter. Wow.
I really hate to see this, and we don't want to speculate about any injuries. We will be back in just a moment on Crusader Sports Network. Interrupt Alex Zerline back on Crusader Sports Network. Jewett leads 41-0 with 5:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter after an interception picked off by Jeremiah Smith. Elsik back out there. They got the ball at the Crusader 20-yard line as they attempt to go for the first score of the night.
And that lead quarterback, Dadsy, obviously on the sideline now. Ledette's back in quarterback. Dadsy, unfortunately, last play, just got injured. Not entirely sure the seriousness, but he got up right after that hit and then went back down to the ground.
So Ledette, with the keeper himself, gets right to the 19-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. We'll set up a 3rd and 7.
And Ben Dorva, though, grabbing him early. He didn't take him down all the way, but he definitely made sure he didn't get any extra yardage. Great grab there. Didn't have a chance to see who made the hit, but it looked like Ledette took a nice little hit there.
We'll see what Elsik draws up here on 3rd and 7. Now in the Crusader red zone.
All right.
Less than 5 left to go for Ledette, who took some reps at quarterback earlier in this game. Seems like the only player available as a backup for Elsik. Here's the 3rd and 7. It'll be a play action, aired out deep. There's a flag on the play. Incomplete to Jashawn Keys. Was guarded by Gavin Stewart with the flag near the backfield.
And looks like it will be, I'm not sure actually. Both refs are talking to both coaches here. Hopefully it'll be a holding. There it is.
Interesting. Penalty declined at the 19-yard line. Would be a 10-yard. Would have set the ball up at the 29. Instead, they're at the 19. Be fourth down, and it seems like, to nobody's surprise, Elsik will keep the offense out there on 4th and 7.
They are doing that. Looks like they have a sophomore kicker as the only kicker on the roster. And we mentioned this earlier, but their depth is extremely scarce. Only one quarterback even listed on the roster, and that's Dadzi. Ledet is only listed as a wide receiver.
4th and 7, play action here. Ledet to the right, he gets the completion wide open. I don't think the coaches next to us could even believe that. Gets it to Jamel Scott.
And that's really interesting there, because it looked like some of the Jesuit players were signaling incomplete, and he caught it pretty low to the ground, but they're going to roll it to completion here. Obviously, in high school, you don't see too much instant replay or going into the booth from the refs.
So. No going to the booth, only one venue, only one round where you see that. It's over there at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. We're playing those state championship games. No booth over here at Clay Stadium.
Obviously. All right, Dazzy back out here, coming back from his injury. Glad to see it.
1st and goal from the 8. Dazzy will run it straight up the middle, gets it down. Nice gain within the 5. I believe he gets to the 3-yard line.
3 or 2-yard line, and that's great field position now. 2nd and goal at the 2. Couldn't ask for a lot better field position than that. And that's likely going to end up being an Elsik touchdown unless that Jesuit defense can step up. Hopefully we see that happen. And I'm not entirely sure what will happen this next drive, but on the Jesuit sideline, it's Mark DeAndre and Alex Betkin both passing.
2nd and goal. Dadzi runs it up and will get the touchdown. First score of the night for the Rams. Makes this one 41-6.
And finally that score Elsik's been waiting for all game. Obviously it's a bit too late in the game to call that one a momentum shifter. But it looks like we may have our senior quarterbacks coming in. Jesuits, Mark DeAndre and Alex Betkin here. As we await the extra point here. Getting some action. Fusik with his helmet off right now. But we'll see as this next drive opens up.
So Luis Pineda out there for the PAT. Snap, good hold, and this one gonna be tipped.
Evan
Tipped there by Evan
Ford.
Lord Ford with the tip, and this one stays 41-6. 2:45 left to go in the 3rd. Your strict Jesuit Fighting Crusaders lead.
Follow us on Twitter at @D_Jesuit or Instagram @Straight_Jesuit_Basketball.
Some Friday night lights here from Clay Stadium.
Field lit up here. And so are the fans. Jesuit student section standing up here.
And there are the Friday night lights in the literal sense.
All right, and Jesuit getting ready to kick. And wow.
Received the kick after the touchdown from Elsik. The second kick they returned. The first one was a touchdown returned by Craig Royal.
And let's see where this one goes. Craig Royal on the sideline still, so looks like he may be done for the night, which sucks to see, but glad to see one of his final plays. But maybe one of his final plays as a Crusader be kick return touchdown. And that one really short to Will Taylor. He's going to return it at the 30.
Taylor gets through the 35,
Ooh.
breaks off a tackle. He'll find some room and will be taken down by Abdul Agdete.
And and don't like to see that there. Not great sportsmanship on the big tackle by Agdegbite. Yeah, obviously that's gonna be a flag, personal foul, and that great field position will be erased quickly.
Well, the Crusaders already had great field position, and it seems they are taken back, and those are penalties that you hate to see, whether you're up 30 or down 30.
Yeah. Really just gotta keep your composure no matter what happens. Big hits are part of the game. That's just always gonna be part of the game. And Fusik back out here. We're not seeing the senior quarterbacks yet. Let's see what Jesuit's offense does this drive.
First and 10 from the 26 will be a handoff to Crawford. Crawford finds his way through past the 30. Somehow finds a gap when it didn't seem like there was any on first down.
Tackle there by the offensive and defensive lineman Chris Garrett, I believe. Solid run there for about a 2nd and 3. Not a ton of rule, but Joel Crawford making it work. And Jesuits offense looking to the sideline for signals. Looks like they found the play they're going to run. You see tight end Chico Holt in the field, obviously the junior. And Fusik's talking with the O-line right now.
And we've seen a few plays right there where they switch the offensive line the side they're on. See what they do on 2nd and 3. Fusik going back, scrambling, trying to get rid of this one. He will find some room and step out of bounds. Great job by Fusik to keep control.
Caught there by Devin Baylor on the sideline, but wow, great evasiveness. He may have even gained a yard.
See where they mark it. I think this one will be a 3rd and 2 from the 34.
And yeah, there it is. It's gonna be called a 3rd and 2. That offensive line broke a little bit early. Saw a little bit of confusion maybe. Chico Holt looking back at Fusik multiple times that drive, multiple times that play. But either way.
3rd and 2. Fusik pass to Thomas Jewett. Jewett gets past the 45 right up to midfield, maybe a yard short, and move those chains for the Crusaders.
And the Crusaders are going to be on their own 49 now. Chico Holt going to come back in for Thomas Jewett, I believe. Oh no, Holden Maples, and they're going to run a double tight end set. Obviously have 2 extremely talented tight end. One, like we said earlier, committed to Sam Houston State, and the other already has full ride offers from college schools, D1 too.
And off to Joel Crawford. Joel Crawford quick with his feet. He'll go down past the 35, and another first down for the 2nd consecutive play.
20-yard run there from the president. Wow, and you just love to see plays like that. Big plays. This is going to be a night to remember for a lot of these guys. Craig Royal, Joel Crawford, Leland Smith. Gavin Stewart's had some big hits and big plays.
This one going to be taken back, though. It'll be a holding called on the Crusaders. Having their first down is not where they wanted it to be.
Scratch that about the big. Obviously, Joel will now have to take another carry that far.
First down. Pass was intended for Thomas Jewett there, but he was locked up. Was still blocking for Fusik as he passed it to him.
Obviously, I believe Jewett was looking for a bit more time there. Fusik had to get the ball off in just about a second. 2 guys were on him within seconds. Maybe just one. And obviously, we're showing the student section there. There's some basketball players, Ryan Shang, Connor Sauer.
A lot of school spirit here on senior night. Most of these Straight Jesuit students realizing it's their last time supporting Straight Jesuit football at Clay Stadium. There's an official timeout. And we'll be back in just a moment. And actually, we'll just wait for the call right now.
Eligible receiver downfield on the offense. The ball is going to pass the line of scrimmage. The 5-yard penalty. Stay down.
Call and an eligible receiver downfield.
Correction, first down.
So it'll be a first and a little bit longer, 1st and 15 for the Crusaders.
Bit of a confusing drive thus far. I thought we got a holding call, and we didn't even seem to move here, but.
So 1st and 15, and Fusik taken down on the sack. is Joseph McCaskill, the senior linebacker. And now it's going to be 2nd and a whole lot.
Scoreboard obviously not showing the full picture here, a bit confusing. But unfortunately, that O-line again lets some guys through for Jewett. For Elsik. Elsik had pressure early, and this time Fusick was not able to evade the pressure.
35 seconds left to go in the quarter. Handoff to Joel Crawford. Crawford to the Crusader 49, and we'll set up a 3rd and 10.
And great run, and oh, wow, another injury, the 4th in the quarter. And really, you do hate to see those things. Obviously, you want these guys to remain safe. Everyone seems to be taking a knee here.
I do, so as they take a knee, we will be back in just a moment here on Crusader Sports Network from Clay Stadium. Line back here from Clay Stadium on Crusader Sports Network. We have another update in the Alvin A-Leaf Taylor game. A-Leaf Taylor with another score early in the 3rd quarter. They currently lead 42-20.
Obviously, Jewett hoping for an Alvin comeback there. And that would be such a disappointing end of the season to have a great senior night game just to have your fate decided by an Alvin loss.
So 16 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, 3rd and 9. Busick rolling out to the left. He will target Holden Maples, who comes down with the catch, and a 1st down for the Crusaders.
On Elsik's 31 there, Leland Smith opened downfield as well, it looked like, for a little bit. Got tangled with number 1, Abdul Agbite for Elsik, the defensive back. But Busick still finds Holden Maples for the Jewett 1st down.
Clock stops at 6 seconds. See if they can get one more play off here. And you see Busick great on his feet. In motion there, finds Holden Maples. Maples, another one of those seniors.
Great arm talent for Busick. Something, obviously, I said earlier that you don't see too often, but Jesuit's really happy they got their guy.
Busick with the play action. He rolls out and will go deep to...
Wow, Will Taylor
for the touchdown. Oh, they're going to say incomplete.
Oh,
we can get another look on this one, so we'll call back the touchdown. So let's see this one right here. Busick deep to Will Taylor. And that one, very hard to tell from that angle. It's going to be called an incompletion and is not going to be overturned.
And 3rd quarter is going to be over now. But wow. Almost a phenomenal end to the drive there. I thought that might have been a catch. Obviously, ref thought it wasn't. He had a bit of a better look than me.
Either way, Crusaders lead big on Elsik going into the 4th. 41-6 from Clay Stadium on senior night. We'll be back in just about 30 seconds on Crusader Sports Network. Will Turboff and Alex Zerline back here on Crusader Sports Network. Straight Jesuit leads 41-6 on Elsik to start off the fourth. Mark DeAndrea in at quarterback, hands it off to Joe Crawford. Crawford past the 25. He'll get the first down and some more.
And how about DeAndrea? And for the second time this game, obviously he took the first snap. Obviously a tradition in basketball. You often see all seniors starting lineup on senior night, maybe take an 8-second violation at the end if they get the tip. But wow, look at that. Mark DeAndrea coming in. Hopefully he can get a touchdown, have a great senior night. And maybe an all seniors lineup out here. No Chico Holt.
1st and 10. It'll be, we will not see the play, and a timeout called for Elsik before DeAndrea can take another snap. So Elsik trails big, 41-6. Crusaders lead. We'll be back in just a moment on Crusader Sports.
Here's the second time out of the half. Tomorrow in Round Rock, the Straight Jesuit cross country team will be competing in the UIL cross country state meet. This marks the 15th appearance of the team at the state meet in the last 16 years. To keep up with the team, follow it on Twitter at @SJ_track.
Season, but Crusader Sports Network still making improvements, as you see with our 8K camera right there. That's an incredible look here on CSN. Senior night, and a senior and a quarterback. It's Mark DeAndrea. He'll hand it off to Joe Crawford once again. Crawford elusive. He keeps going near the goal line.
Wow.
Taken down at the 2.
And staying on his feet there. And hopefully we can see a Mark DeAndrea touchdown here. And coming into the game now, Jake Foster.
Jake Foster used as a fullback quite a bit in last year's season. Haven't seen that as much, but now at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal with Mark DeAndrea at quarterback. See what they can draw up.
Likely a Jake
1st and
Foster
goal.
run. There it is.
Hand off to Foster. Foster will.
He's going to get it.
He gets in. Jake Foster, the senior, great on defense, great on offense. And Mark DeAndrea gets a touchdown on his first part. More than one snap on that drive. He gets a touchdown, makes this one 47-6.
And look at that sideline. They all went crazy. It truly is a brotherhood here at Jesuit. Wow. The second, and there they are hyping up Jake Foster on the sideline now. Hasn't had a touchdown probably all season. Bit lower on the fullback snaps now.
BAT for Owen Rossetti, and Owen Rossetti gets it. Celebrates with Owen Baum, and we head to break as Straight Jesuit leads 48-6. 11:01 left to go in the game here on Senior Night on CSN. Will Turboff, Alex Zerline back from Clay Stadium on Crusader Sports Network. Straight Jesuit leads 48-6 after the Jake Foster touchdown. You heard that right, came in on fullback. And here's the kick from Max Castellanos. It'll be taken at the 20. He passed the 35, and that is right about where Elsik will start off this drive.
And that Jesuit defense coming back out here. They've had a monster game thus far. Obviously, the early forced fumble. Haven't forced a ton of turnovers, but still, their impact is pretty clear on the scoreboard. 6 points for Elsik this game compared to Jesuit's 48. Clear to see the impact defense has in this game. Obviously, the old saying, defense wins championships. Well, our defense clearly could help us do that one day. I hope it will next year.
10:57 left to go in the fourth quarter here. Jesuit leads 48-6. Elsik got their first score of the game on that last drive.
And maybe
It's going to be first down run here. Gain of about 2 or 3. Sets up the second and long.
most likely Fabian Horn, the junior running back for them, and it was them. It was Horn there on the run for about 4 yards. It looks like they'll set up a 2nd and 6. Then looking to the sideline for a call, but if I was a betting man, I'd bet it's going to be a run there.
Some measurables on Horn in a moment, that would be great because he is not the smallest running back I've seen all season, to say the least. That's a large fella. Second and 6 from the 39. It'll be a keeper, and he keeps it past the 40, takes it and close to a first down. We'll see where the spot is.
Nice elusiveness by the sophomore there, Dadzi. Sophomore quarterback, maybe the only thing rarer than a junior quarterback in high school. Wow, Dadzi coming in here. Obviously the sophomore quarterback and running back. And gets a first down.
We've seen a couple sophomore studs this year in Texas high school football. Maybe Tower from Woodlands, AJ Lagway from Willis. These underclassmen really stepping their game up. And we'll see quite a few of them here as playoffs start in the next few weeks. 1st and 10 from the Elsik 46. It'll be a handoff to Horn. Horn gets a gain of 2, sets up a 2nd and 8.
Fabian Horn obviously having himself, I'm not sure about the stats, and honestly I couldn't tell you if any of these rushers are having a good game or a bad game because they get so many carries, but that Jesuit defense is just stuffing them every time. Obviously Dadzi has had a couple of huge runs, so his numbers will be a little bit better, but Horn can't be having that great a game with that Jesuit defense on him every play. As we're looking at about a 2nd and 8 here, it looks like. Yeah, 2nd and 8. There's a fullback set, so likely going to be a run. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen, though.
2nd and 8 from the 48. Bad snap. Dadzi will take it himself past midfield up to the Crusader 47. Sets up a 3rd and short.
Looks like Mark Arshell might have made first contact there, but it's going to be a 3rd and 3 now, it looks like. Setting up, and they have crossed midfield now. Elsik officially in Jesuit territory on the 3rd and 3 here. And looking to the sideline for a play call here. And obviously those linebackers, if I were a Jesuit defensive coach, you gotta scoot them in. This is likely gonna be a run, and they are doing that. Looks like a 5-man run on the D-line with 2 linebackers.
Dadzi takes it himself. Pursued by Arshell, and Arshell takes him down well behind the line of scrimmage.
And like I just said, they packed that box. They sent about 7 or 8 guys there, and it paid off. Loss of about 5 there. Mark Arshell with a solo tackle, maybe a sack there. Great defensive play. That defense has been great for us all game, and they continue to do so in this 4th quarter.
A punting unit headed out there for Elsik. We've seen a few punters for the Rams. It's Samuel Ayodele, the junior wide receiver and defensive back, out there once again. Evan Ford to return it. Here is the punt, and not too shabby. Ford will take it right at the 25. He'll go past the 40. Evan Ford has got some room, and he will start the Crusaders drive within the Elsik 30.
And there's Evan's moment. E. Ford, Lord Ford, one of the funniest guys I've ever met, with the huge run starting at Jesuit's 25, ending up about the 25. That's about a 50-yard run almost. Wow.
A great return from Evan Ford, the senior defensive back for the Crusaders. And now out to quarterback.
Alex Betkin.
Crusaders is Alex Betkin, number 6.
Betkin obviously has been the quarterback on freshman teams and JV teams in the past. And let's see what he does on this drive.
First play is going to be a jet pass, goes within the red zone. It's Luke Dominy who gets it.
Luke Dominy wearing number 15 today instead of his normal 88 for his first touch of the game. And Betkin's going to stay in here on this first down. Big gain for Dominy there as well.
Since after 15, we saw Mark DeAndrea lead the team to a touchdown. To see if Bet can do the same thing. Handoff to Valente, but Valente can't find anything.
Might have lost a yard or two there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to set up about a 2nd and 13 here. And we might be see Alex Betkin passing here. Definitely love to see that. Obviously, Luke Dominy Sr., he has another senior brother on the offensive line, Dylan Dominy. And you don't see that too often. Twins, same age, playing that vastly different positions. Wide receiver.
6:15 left to go in the game. 2nd and 13 from the Elsik 18. Alex Betkin out there as the quarterback. Another handoff to Valente. Valente gets past the 15.
Valente almost stripped there, it looked like, for a second. Looked like they were reaching at the ball. His hands went back for a second, but he rips through to get a gain of about 5. But on a gain of about 4. But on that 2nd and 13, it's still going to make it a 3rd and 9. 3rd and long here. 5:45 left to go in the 4th quarter. Let's see what Betkin does.
Betkin rolls out to the left. He will get this one for a touchdown. Flag on the play, but it's still celebrations on the Crusaders side. It's Cody Ayers who comes down with it.
And Cody Ayers, another guy you don't see too often, but let's see what the flag is going to be. Might be called back, unfortunately, this touchdown. It's like a 3rd and 19 maybe if it's a holding. The ref's still in the huddle right now deciding the call here.
Either way, great pass and great catch by Cody Ayers from Alex Betkin.
And
Carroll
on the
seniors.
run too, wow.
We're waiting to call here.
Ref's still discussing, wow. You don't see this too often, just uncertainty about a call. Hopefully that will mean that they don't know a call. Or a no call. In which case, obviously, Betkin would have a passing touchdown. Great way to end your high school career. And here comes the call.
There are 3 fouls on the offense. We have holding. On the offense, 25. An eligible receiver downfield. On the offense, 52. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 16.
Well,
The eligible receiver downfield.
Never mind about not having a call.
The hold will be enforced 2 yards from the previous punt.
Oh my goodness.
3 penalties called on Strake Jesuit. Holding an eligible receiver, and for some reason, an unsportsmanlike conduct on Cody Ayers for spiking the ball.
Interesting call there.
5:35, and the Crusaders are now back in the 39-yard line.
3rd and 34. You do not see this too often. And Betkin really got to show off his arm here if they want to get this first down.
Hand off to Joel Crawford on 3rd and 34. He finds some room. He will keep on going, and a big dog pile. He gets a good chunk of that 34 yards.
Never mind. No on talent necessary. I forgot about Joel Crawford. Look at this play here. Joel Crawford just receives the run and instantly just finds the holes, goes through the offensive lineman, and that's speed. He's not the tallest, but he can break tackles like no one else. Even at that big hit on the end, if you look closely, he stayed on his feet there, using his hand to keep his balance.
So
He's put straight in there for a 4th and 5 with a little bit under 5 minutes remaining.
29 yards on the carry, but Owen Rossetti, actually it's Owen Baum out there for the kick. It'll be the first field goal of the night. 4:43 left to go in the game. Holding it is Holden Maples. 27 yards. Can be
Oh!
a bad snap. Maples is not able to fall on this one. Recovered by Elsik. It goes through a number of players' hands, but Elsik will recover this one at about their 35, 36-yard line, and they take over after the bad snap.
And unfortunately, this was not a PAT, so everyone's going to kick it off after the bad snap. That's going to result in about 25 to 30 yards lost there for Jewett. And that's just something you never like to see. You're at like the 10-yard line. Nice field goal set up for Owen Baum. And now Elsik's going to get the ball back with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left on their own 36. Let's see who's out there. Likely going to be Dadzi again, but Ledette obviously played a nice number of snaps in that first quarter. And Dadzi is back at quarterback here. 2 wide receivers out wide. And it looks like they have 2 tight ends as well. Likely another QB sneak.
First and
Let's see what they
10.
do.
It'll be a handoff to Horn. Horn gets down to the 39. And a 2nd and 7 to come.
And this is a pretty young team, Elsik. Wow. And looking at this depth chart, Fabian Horn, the junior running back. Obviously the guy whose name we mentioned maybe the most out of anyone today, Eric Dadzi, the sophomore. And then obviously Ledette is a senior. However, the majority of these guys are just juniors. Very young team here. Not a lot of senior presence.
We've hit the 4-minute mark in this game. 48-6. This one will be a pass.
Speaking of Ledette, there he is.
So from Dadzi to Jamarcus Ledette sets up a 3rd and short. We do have another score update on the Alvin Alief Taylor game. Alief Taylor leads 49-27. Still in the 3rd quarter in that one. This one going to be a sneak on 3rd and short. Doesn't look like there's much of a gain on that one, but the chains will move.
For an Elsik first down there. We'll watch him on the tackle there. Coming off now. But unfortunately, they still got their yards. It's going to be a first down here. Look at the sideline.
3:20 left to go in the game.
Clock still running on this 1st and 10. On the 46-yard line, it looks like, for Elsik.
It'll be a play action. Dadzi looking back. Dadzi pass is tipped there. Crusaders are thinking about falling on this one, but they will say it's an incomplete pass. Alec, what do you think about that?
That's an interesting call. I think I dislike when referees just kind of go for the instant incomplete pass there. I do think that might have been knocked out of his hands. Or at the very least, I'm not entirely sure. I might need to refresh myself on the rule book, but that didn't even cross the line of scrimmage. So at the minimum,
Quite sure they did.
at the minimum, you're looking at a penalty for intentional grounding there, I think. Really interesting call there, no call.
Tipped by a player. There's 3:04 left to go in this game. It's a 2nd and 10 at the 49, actually 47 of Elsik. Touch pass here to Keys. Keys breaks off a tackle with a stiff arm, gets past midfield, and the Crusader sideline is hyped up even after an Elsik gain.
Aiden Shields gets stiffed arm to the ground. Maybe that's what they're reacting at. But still, it's going to be a 3rd and 5, it looks like. At about the 50-yard line, maybe the Jesuits 49 here.
They do cross midfield. They have the ball at the Jesuit 49. 3rd and 5. Very likely the last drive for Elsik. Crusaders will have an opportunity to go out there, run a couple easy runs down the middle, and then potentially victory formation. But they got to get through this drive first. 3rd and 5. Dadzi takes it himself, gets the spin move, but is taken down by Joey Garcia. That leads us to a 4th down.
A little bit of a jersey grab there, but still a gain of 0 there. That's going to set up a 4th and 5 for Alief Elsik here. And offense staying on the field right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the punt team come out. Obviously, Elsik takes their time on these 4th down calls. it looked like they are going to go for it. All right, getting ready to snap here. Let's see what Elsik's going to do.
Deep pass, really deep, and it's a completion from Dadzi all the way down within the 10.
Is that Ledette over there? Took a fall there. That may be Ledette. No, not Ledette. I'm not sure who that is.
We'll get a number on that in just a minute. It would be Deshaun Keys. Ledette over there on the bottom of your screen.
Slow getting up, but that is going to be a big completion. And that's really surprising to me, honestly. We have not seen Dadzi's arm very much this game, but I don't know why. That was a nice throw.
It's a great throw by Dadzi. I believe he hit Deshaun Keys, who was limping on the sideline. So,
interesting. They are going to call an injury timeout, even though, and we're still saying it's Keys right now. I still can't. No, that is Keys here, Jashawn Keys. Really interesting that they're calling an injury timeout here, even though he's off the field already.
They'll go ahead and run the clock again. 1:55 left to go in this game. Under 20 seconds on the play clock, and Elsik with an opportunity to get another score. Down by 42 with now a minute 40 to go in this game. Not much time to get the playoff. 3 seconds on the play clock. We're trying to run something here. Dadzi's got it. Dadzi with a lot of pressure. Evades a sack and gets rid of the ball somehow. He spiked it there, Alec.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice there, obviously. I mean, if it works, it works. And
there's the flag. I was
yeah,
waiting for that one. That I believe that's an intentional grounding.
Yeah,
there was no one in the area.
Thought I was going crazy for a minute. I was like, I didn't want to say anything, just be completely wrong, but I was going to say it seemed like intentional grounding.
So there is a loss of down on the intentional grounding. Sets up a 3rd and goal from the 14 on the 10-yard penalty. And that's just that is not. That penalty may have been almost worse than the sack. Not quite sure where he was, but not too far back. I don't believe he was 10 yards back by any stretch.
Obviously. You gotta be really careful there. Dadzi's had a decent game, but that was just a bit sloppy.
1:27 to go in the game. The 2nd and goal from the 16. And more pressure on him, and that time he does go down for the sack.
Mark Arshell, Jake Foster, and who is that? Is that Joey Garcia as well in there? All seniors, all tackled him. Dadzi goes down for a sack. It's going to be 3rd and goal outside the 20 on the 22. Don't see that too often as well.
3rd and goal from the 22. Exactly a minute left to go in this one. Jewett leads 48-6. Right before we go back to the studio, we're going to try to get one final update on the Haley Taylor Alvin game.
And
3rd and goal
shot
from
to
the
the end
22.
zone.
Deep pass, incomplete. He was double covered there. On the coverage was Nate Trudowski and Austin Hill. Austin Hill, a senior.
Trudowski, junior defensive back. And we only have 36 seconds left in this game. And on senior night, I just want to give a message to all the seniors here. I've just grown close with so many of the seniors here. And I know that me and Will are both extremely fond of all the football players and players of other sports. Obviously, senior night's going to come for basketball way later in the spring. I think about February, maybe a little bit sooner. But man, what a game. Craig Royal, huge game. Evan Ford had a nice return there. Leland Smith had a big touchdown. Will Taylor maybe should have gotten a nice diving touchdown, but I believe he might have had one earlier in the game as well. And just a big game for a lot of these seniors. Mark Arshell providing a lot of pressure. Just a great game for these guys.
4th and goal. Pass incomplete. Shrake Jesuit will take over. So 31 seconds to go. The Crusader offense heads back out there for one final kneel down. And that will likely do it for this game. Will be interesting to see which quarterback goes out there for this final knee. be the last play of their high school career, and we expect for both of them to never play a down of football again. Headed out there is Alex Betkin. Mark D'Andre got the first snap. Alex Betkin gets the last. And Joel Crawford hyped up there. 31 seconds to go. Also coming out there, Tristan Wynn.
Sprinting out there at the last second for the final kneel.
31 to go. There's the kneel. Joel Crawford, as hyped up as he can be in a 42-point game. And that will do it. Straight Jesuit wins against Elsik on senior night, 48-6 in a district game. And in the fourth quarter of the Alvin and Taylor game, Taylor still leads 49-27.
Unfortunately, that looks like it may do it for the end of our season here, as the teams go to shake hands here. But wow, I am just so happy that the season could end like this in an absolute routing of Elsik here, 48-6. Huge game for so many of our guys here.
Well, Straight Jesuit, it has been a pleasure and an honor, to say the least, to commentate here from Clay Stadium over the last 2 years. Obviously, that won't do it for the Crusader Sports Network coverage for the rest of the year. We will have basketball coverage. We will have just about every single sport here at Straight Jesuit in the next few months. But as for now, we'll take a little break as Straight Jesuit football ends their season. We'll head down to the field for our post-game show. As for Alex Erline, I'm Will Turboff. I have enjoyed every single second of being your play-by-play commentator, not only tonight, but for the past few years. We will see you very soon here on Crusader Sports Network, but for now, we'll hand it down to Jackson and Jacob Dodson down on the field.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on the field at Clay Stadium. I'm Jackson Amoroso. This is Jacob Dodson, and we are here to recap this final district game and what will likely be the final game of the 2021 season, as it looks like Taylor is going to beat Alvin. They're up by a couple of touchdowns late in the third. But to recap this game, we have won. The Fighting Crusaders defeated the Elsik Rams 48-6, an absolute blowout, a dominant win all the way around. Jacob, what were your overall thoughts, especially concerning the dominant offense tonight?
We came out really strong this second half. You thought we had a strong take off the first half. The second half has been incredible. We had a full kickoff return by Craig Royal all the way, 90 yards, absolutely incredible. We had strong defense. We've had a few sacks. We've plugged up the line, and overall we've really shown that last fighting spirit of those seniors who this is their last game tonight at home and their last game of the season. So yeah, it's been a great season so far. Great game, and I'm happy for them. What better way to leave it off? It
was an electric senior night, a great way to cap off a bit of a bumpy year, but you know, with a win like this, you look forward to next year, as the junior quarterback Bryce Husick will be back, along with some talented, skilled position players, as they look forward to head into the offseason with a big win. Obviously, you know, there were great improvements throughout the year everywhere. Bryce Husick improved as a starter. You know, it's hard to start as a junior. So he made big improvements. One of the biggest improvements that I saw was the offensive line and the defensive line. You know, they really, toward the end of the year, started controlling the line of scrimmage, which allowed Bryce Husick room to run and pass. And then on the defense, it made it hard for the opposing team to run the ball or pass the ball. So I really enjoyed seeing those guys improve, kind of the unsung heroes as they improved. But Jacob Dodson, as we cap it off, any final impressions or any final takeaways?
I think the seniors left it off on a great note. The whole team did. In general, we had a great game, great spirit, and what a way to leave it off with this 48-6 win over Elsik. There's no words for it. What a memorable event, for sure.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for joining us in this broadcast, and we look forward to seeing you in the basketball season, as that is about to kick off on Crusader Sports Network. But with that, that is all we have for you. I'm Jackson Amorosa.
I'm Jacob Dodson.
and we are bringing this to you from Clay Stadium. Thank you for tuning in and have a great weekend.